the last concept in this lesson that we are talking about is the concept of accumulating as against the concept of enoughness. Now, these are opposing concepts. What is accumulating? The behavior of human being that whatever he has is not enough. He wants to accumulate more and more, whether it is wealth, whether it is money, whether it is food, whether it is the number of things that he possesses, whether it is the number of things that give him comfort and luxury. No, it's not enough. Whatever he has had is not enough. Something else new he sees, he needs that also. This is called the concept of what's that called? What's the word? Concept of accumulation. So this is called the concept of accumulation. The other concept which is opposed to this is the concept of enoughness. Now, how much do you need? How much can you eat? Okay? So what all do you need in life to live comfortably and happily? I want a little food, a roof under which I can sleep, and some food and some clothing. That's enough, right? There should be there should be some point in life where you think that what you have is enough. So that is taught by the forest, the author says. Okay? So you should always cultivate that attitude of enoughness. Okay, I want this, I want this, I want that. Okay, this much if I have, it's enough. It is the concept of contentment. It's the concept of, okay, I am happy with this much. That's called the concept of enoughness. Now let's see what she has written. The forest also teaches us enoughness. What does that mean? As a principle of equity meaning fairness, as a principle of equity, how to enjoy the gifts of nature without exploiting and accumulation. Exploiting is spoiling, taking it and destroying it, taking more than what you need. So you should never do that. It says, enjoy the gifts of nature. The nature has given you all the gifts to enjoy. Enjoy it, but without spoiling it, without exploiting it, and without accumulating more than what you want. Have always a concept of enoughness. Tagore quotes from the ancient text written in the forest. So this is the quotation from Tagore, which he has quoted from the ancient texts. Know all that moves in this moving world as enveloped by God. Says, know all, know meaning tilko, understand, please learn that all that moves in this moving world is enveloped by God. And find enjoyment through renunciation, not through greed of possession. Don't have greed of possession. Don't be greedy to possess everything that you see, but have that enjoyment in renouncing. Renouncing meaning giving up, sacrificing things, give up things, sacrifice things, and enjoy doing that. This is quoted by Tagore from the ancient text. No species in the forest appropriates the share of another species. Appropriate meaning take away, taking away without the permission, snatching it. No species in a forest appropriates the share of another species. See, every species takes only what it wants. It does not take away from the other species anything. Every species sustains itself in cooperation with others. Every species coexists. There is a tree, and next to that there is a vine, meaning a creeper. The tree gives support to the creeper. So it is a coexistence. The creeper does not take anything from the tree. The tree does not, take anything from the creeper. They peacefully coexist. So that is how you should exist with nature. Take what you want from nature, but without exploiting it, without damaging it, without spoiling it. The end of consumerism and accumulation is the beginning of joy of living. If you really want to see what is the joy of living, meaning if you really want to see how happily you can live in the presence of nature, in enjoying the peacefulness of nature, if you want to see that, you should end consumerism. Consumerism meaning the concept of consumer being, wanting everything. That and accumulation, that is, I want to accumulate more and more, more and more. That these two things, consumerism and accumulation, should end. Only then you will enjoy the real joy of living. The conflict between greed and compassion, conquest and cooperation, violence and harmony that Tagore wrote about continues today. He says there is a conflict. Conflict meaning jagala. There is a competition. One in conflict with the other. One is in one is trying to put the other down and come up. Which are these? They're talking about a couple of things. What is it? Conflict between greed and compassion. Greediness and compassion. Compassion is feeling compassionate about somebody. And the conquest and cooperation. Conquest is winning against somebody. Cooperation is being with somebody harmoniously. Violence and harmony. Violence is, you know what violence is? Harmony is peaceful coexistence. So all these things that Tagore is talking about is there even now. Even today it continues to be there. And it is the forest that can show us the way beyond this conflict. If you want to get away from this conflict, if you want to find a solution for conflict, it is the forest that teaches you the way out of this conflict. What does the forest teach? The forest teaches you to coexist. Forest teaches you to take only as much as you want. The tree, a plant which comes up from the ground takes only as much water from the ground as it wants. It does not take more. As I told you a little while ago, a lion which kills a deer for food kills only as much as it wants to eat. It does not kill all the deers in the forest because he is hungry. So he takes only as much as he wants and leaves the rest to be happy, exist on its own. So you should also be like that. We should also, human beings, be like that. We take as much we want from nature and we live happily with what we have without wanting to hoard, without wanting to accumulate, without wanting to possess everything. So this is the essence of what Vandana Shiva wants to say. This is something you youngsters have to learn and do something about it going forward in lives. You must, you must spread this culture to everybody. You must spread that culture of finding happiness in simple things, finding happiness in the nature, sitting and just being happy to see flower blossom. Isn't it beautiful? Yes, you don't need a video game to be happy. You can just see one plant that is, sprouting leaves and be happy. Yesterday it wasn't there. Today morning you get up and see there is a new leaf that has sprouted. Tomorrow there's a bud that comes. And day after you find a beautiful rose in the plant. Don't you feel happy to do that? Yes, you must find that happiness to do it. Beauty is in the eyes of the beholder, they say. So it is you who beholds it, meaning you who sees it. The seer, the one who sees, should see the beauty. If you start seeing beauty in everything, everything will look beautiful. So hoping you understood this little difficult lesson, I'm sorry to say little boring lesson also. I agree with you. But please go through it and understand and get back to me with any doubts you have. I'm sure you'll have doubts because this lesson is conceptual and difficult to understand. Please attempt understanding this and we will meet up in the classroom soon. Bye-bye. Take care.